I'm 88 years old, and I've lived alone for 15 years. When my husband Frank died, everyone worried about me. Betty, you'll be so lonely. Betty, you should move closer to the kids. Betty, you need to get out more. Well, it's been 15 years. I haven't moved. I don't get out much. And I am perfectly, completely, wonderfully fine. I'm not lonely. I've never been lonely, actually. And I think there are a lot of people out there just like me. People who are happy alone, but feel like something's wrong with them because the world keeps telling them they should want more people around. So I thought I'd share what I've learned. 5 tips for living alone without being lonely. Maybe they'll help someone. The first thing, and this is the most important one, is understanding that alone and lonely are not the same thing. Not even close. You can be alone and perfectly content. You can be surrounded by people and absolutely miserable. I've seen both. Loneliness isn't about how many people are around you. It's about connection. It's about whether you feel known, understood, valued. You can get that from one person you talk to once a week. You can miss it entirely at a backyard barbecue with 50 people.
So the first question isn't, am I alone too much? The real question is, do I have connection that actually matters? Those are 2 very different questions. I talk to my daughter Linda every Sunday. 20 minutes, maybe 30. That's enough for me. Some people need more. And that's perfectly fine. But don't assume you need constant company just because that seems to be what everyone else wants. Figure out what you actually need. It might be a whole lot less than you think. When you live with other people, the day has built-in structure. Meals together, conversation, the rhythm of someone else's schedule keeping you on track. When you live alone, you have to create that structure yourself. Otherwise, the days just blur right into each other. I get up at 7 every morning. I make coffee. Same mug, same chair by the window. I watch the birds at my feeder for about 20 minutes. Then I read the news. Then I have breakfast. Now, that might sound boring to some folks, but it isn't boring to me. It's grounding. It's a way of saying, today is a real day, and it has a shape to it. When Frank was alive, I always had dinner on the table by 5:30 because that's when he got hungry. After he passed, I realized I wasn't even hungry until 7 most evenings, so I changed it. And you know what? That felt like freedom. Finding my own rhythm instead of always matching someone else's. When you live alone, you get to decide. That's not loneliness. That's liberty. For me, it's my cat, Biscuit. She's 10 years old, very opinionated, and she expects breakfast at 7:15 on the dot. If I'm even 5 minutes late, she lets me know about it. Loudly. Now, it doesn't have to be a pet. It could be plants, a garden, birds you feed, or anything that's alive and counting on you to show up. It gives you a reason to get out of bed, even on the days when you don't feel like it. And trust me, there will be days you don't feel like it. Having something that needs you. That helps more than people realize. I also keep a bird journal. Every bird that visits my feeder, I write it down. Date, time, species, how many. Maybe that sounds a little silly, but it gives me something to watch for, something to notice. When you live alone, you need things to pay attention to. Otherwise, the world gets too quiet and you get stuck inside your own head. Now, this one might sound a little strange, but hear me out. When you live alone, your social energy is limited. You simply cannot waste it on people who drain you or on relationships that are just noise. I have 3 close friends. Carol from my church. We've known each other going on 55 years. Diane from my book club. And my neighbor Joyce, who's 81 and also lives alone. That's it. 3 friends I actually want to talk to, who genuinely know me, who I'm truly glad to see. And I'll tell you, that is worth far more than 20 acquaintances I have to put on a performance for. I used to feel guilty about this. Like I should want more friends, more activities, more socializing. But I've come to understand that quality matters so much more than quantity. One real conversation is worth 10 polite ones. One friend who truly knows you is worth 20 who only know your name. If you're an introvert, give yourself permission to have a small circle. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. This last one is the big one. You have to actually like yourself. Because when you live alone, you are with yourself all the time. If you can't stand your own company, living alone is going to feel miserable. But if you can genuinely enjoy your own company, it is wonderful. This took me a long time to get right. I spent years thinking I was too quiet, too boring, too much of a homebody. I'd look at outgoing people and feel like I was doing life wrong. I wasn't. I was just doing life differently. And differently isn't wrong. I love reading. I love my morning coffee. I love watching birds and petting my cat and going to bed at 9 o'clock. I don't like big parties. I don't like small talk. I don't like staying busy just for the sake of looking busy. And at 88 years old, I have finally stopped apologizing for any of that. If you're living alone and struggling, ask yourself this honest question. Are you struggling because you're lonely? Or are you struggling because you think you're supposed to be lonely? Those are two completely different problems. The first one needs connection. The second one needs permission. Permission to be content with a quieter life than the world tells you that you should want. I miss Frank. I really do. 49 years is a long time. And there's an empty chair at the kitchen table that never stops being empty. But missing someone isn't the same as being lonely. I carry him with me every single day. I think about him every morning when I pour that first cup of coffee. And I also have a full life without him. A different life than when he was here, but still full. My kids worry I'm isolated, and I understand why they worry. But I'm not isolated, I'm just quiet. I have my routine, my cat, my books, my birds, my 3 friends. I have Sunday calls with Linda and visits from the grandkids at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I have enough, more than enough actually. Some people are built for solitude. I'm one of them. Maybe you are too. And if you are, I want you to know. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not missing something that everyone else has. You're just wired for quiet. And quiet can be a very good life, if you let it. So, 5 tips. Know the difference between alone and lonely. Build a routine. Have something that needs you. Choose your people carefully. And make peace with yourself. That's all I've got. It's time for my afternoon coffee now, and Biscuit is giving me that look. Like I've already taken up way too much of her time. Take care of yourselves. Be well.